Hello again, beautiful people.
And greetings from sunny Singapore.
So, we are going to start doing something useful, potentially, for the Ryuk cosplay.
I hope it will be useful.
So, we're going to kick off with the control system for the wings.
Time for a quick control system 101.
Now, control system consists of three main parts. Firstly, you have the processing unit, which does all the thinking and runs all the sequences. Then you have the HMI, or Human Machine Interface. Oh, I think that sounds kind of freaky, a bit like something out the Terminator. And thirdly, you have the I/O, or inputs/outputs, which basically goes up to connecting all your machinery and electronics out there in different bits of the system. The central part of the control system is the controller, funnily enough. This is the bit which then runs the code, runs all the sequences, and basically tells the other stuff what it should be doing. Now, in my day job, which is building these things, we generally use stuff called PLCs, or programmable logic controllers. They work very well. In fact, if you go into any sort of factory or power station or modern ship or anything like that, they're going to have a whole load of these. They're really nice bits of kit. The downside is they're actually really quite expensive, really quite power hungry, and not really designed for building into cosplay projects. So as an alternative, I'm going to be using this thing.
See in the middle there, this is called a Raspberry Pi, and I promise there'll be no bad jokes about dessert. So, looking at the board, we've got various connectors here. We're going to start off with the micro USB there. That's for your power supply. That's 5 volts. This yellow thing here is the composite output for plugging into your TV or monitor or something like that. This blue one here is an audio output for plugging in headphones or speakers or something like that. Over here we have 2 USB sockets for, surprisingly enough, plugging in USB components. Here we have the Ethernet connector. Here we have our HDMI connector. That's another way you can connect it to a monitor or to a TV or something like that. And finally, and most importantly, we've got our GPIO connector, which is what we use to talk to the outside world. I'm pretty sure the I/O stands for input/output. No idea what the GP stands for, but it doesn't matter.
If we turn it over and look at the back, we have this thing. It's a port for plugging in a flash card. This is a 16GB compact flash card. I just happen to have this one kicking around.
But actually, a 4 or 8 gig hard drive would be perfectly adequate if that's what you've got.
But now we need to get the flash card ready.
Put the flash card in your computer. You might have a nice little slot like this, or you might have to use a card reader. Whichever, it works. Next step, get this program, which is called SD Formatter, just making sure you've got a nice, clean, formatted card. Just to start, do a quick format, and a few seconds later it will be done. Next, open another Google window and put in a Raspberry Pi OS, OS standing for operating system. And you'll come up to this page here, raspberrypi.org.downloads, all links in the description, and you wait while the crappy hotel internet slowly loads it, and yes, you can go there. Now we're going to want to download Noobs, so you just go there, click download zip file. Now, given I have mentioned we're on crappy hotel internet, I have cunningly decided to actually download it already. So, if you look at my desktop here, I've taken the zip file, I've unzipped it, and we've got all these lovely little programs in it. This is what the Raspberry Pi uses as operating system, and aren't they very nice, these people? It's free. And all you need to do, you've got your folder there, that there, just take the contents of the Noobs folder, not the Noobs folder itself, just the contents, select it all, like that, copy, paste, and there we go. It's going to write across onto my compact flash card quite slowly. Hurry up, Mac. Once it's finished copying onto the flash card, take it out of your computer and plug it into the Raspberry Pi. Right, and now ready to start using it. So plug in our USB keyboard, plug in our USB mouse, plug in the HMDI into the Raspberry Pi and the other end into the back of the TV, just like that. And we're going to give it power from a mains adapter, 5 volts, coming out to the mini USB, so that'll plug into the socket. And then we go onto the boot screen. We want to be loading the standard Raspberry OS. And if we scroll down to the bottom there as well, we're going to find the data partition. We're going to want that as well. So click on those, hit install. And do we want to overwrite? Oh yes, I think we do, because it's fairly useful as it is. Hit start, yes, and there we go. And it's going to start loading up. This is going to take quite a long time now. I mean, yeah, as you can see, 9 megabytes out of 2.5 gigabytes. Time for a cup of tea, I think. Oh yes, lovely. So there we go, 20 minutes later, we're now booted, OS is successfully installed, exactly what we want to see. Click OK here, and it will reboot. And there we go. This is it booting up now. This is standard Linux booting type stuff. You always get these messages. Doesn't actually mean a whole lot as far as I'm concerned. It's going to take a while this, so I think we'll skip to the end. And here we go, we're now at the boot system or the configuration tool. We want to go to change user password. New password, username is pi, password is pi. Nice and simple. So there we go, username pi, password pi. When you're ready, Dave, there we go. And we're now booted into the command line. This is where we want to be. So next thing, plug in the Ethernet for the network. Now we're online, use command sudo apt-get update. Like that, and we're going to start getting data down from the net to update our version of Pi software. So there we go, we've now got the very latest version there on the Raspberry Pi. We're sorted. Time to end this video because, hey, ready to actually do something useful with it next time.